Oliver ran back to his brother and told him everything that had happened. I also love Elena, Oliver said to his brother. I will give my estate up to, up to you and marry her and live here as a shepherd. Then your wedding be tomorrow, said Orlando. I will ask the Duke and his friend to come. That night, Orlando went to see Ganymede. He once again confessed his love for Rosalind and said he was envious of his brother for wearing the love of his wife. If you love Rosalind so much when your brother marries Elena, you should marry her. Rosalind sat still in Ganymede's dress and speaking with his voice. The next day, the banished Duke and his followers, Orlando, Oliver, and Elena, were all gathered together before the wedding. Then Ganymede came rushing in and asked the Duke, if I bring in your daughter Rosalind, will you give her to Orlando here? Of course I would, said the Duke. He is finished young man in all the land. And will you have her as your wife if I bring her? She asked Orlando. Of course I would, he answered. Ganymede and Elena went out together. Then Ganymede threw off his male attire, dressed in woman's apparel, and quickly became Rosalind. Elena, dressed in her own rich clothes, also transformed into the Lady Celia. Rosalind and Celia, in their own clothes, entered again. Everyone was so surprised at their sudden appearance, they thought it to be some kind of magic. But Rosalind stopped making fun of her father and told him the story of her banishment and of her dwelling in the forest as a shepherd boy, and her cousin Celia passing as her sister. Then she threw herself on her knees before her father and begged his blessing. I give myself to you, for I am yours, she said. If what I'm saying is true, you are my daughter, he said. Then Rosalind turned to Orlando and said, I give myself to you, for I am yours. If what I'm saying is true, you are my Rosalind, he said. So Orlando and Rosalind were married, and so were Oliver and Celia. In the meantime, Frederick, hearing that every day men of great worth pregnant wanted to the forest of Arden to join the lawful Duke in his excel advance toward the forest with his army to seize his brother, and all his faithful followers. As he entered the outskirts of the forest by a wonderful interposition of providence, he met an old hermit. He had much talk with Frederick, and in the end, completely succeeded in changing his mind. Frederick resolved to relinquish his unjust dominion and spend the rest of his days in a religious house. He sent a messenger to his brother to give him back his duke, dukedom, which he had usurped usurped so long ago. This joyful news made the newlyweds and the rightful duke return to the kingdom, and they lived happily ever 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 after.